So I never listened to Taylor Swift until her last two albums. I thought I was too cool, that I liked rock and roll, you know. I just remembered her early songs and I was like, but these are all non serious songs, and then I realized, like, you know, if you really dive in, like, Taylor Swift is an iceberg, okay? Like, she could always write, she could always write. Maybe not everything was stunning, but when you're 13, your song isn't going to be what it is if you're 36, when you're 36, your song ain't going to be what it was when you were 20. You know what I mean? So, like, her last albums are very mature. She knew what she was doing. She said a lot. She has a huge vocabulary. She's like Harvard level brilliance, okay? So you're going to be pulling open dictionaries. You're going to be like, do I understand these words? I need to make sure I understand, everything she's laying down, because there's just so much. There's so much to unpack, as the cool kids would say. So, this album is about a very serious relationship, at least one serious relationship. So yeah, Fortnite, she's talking about, your wife waters flowers, like, they were only together so, like, this might not be about Joey Wynn or whatever. This may be about someone else. But she's saying, I love you, it's ruining my life or whatever, like, but they touched for Fortnite and she liked the touch or whatever, like, and Post Malone's voice is awesome. Like, we can all agree on that. Like, there is, he's awesome. Okay, so, like, that's the whole thing. Like, it kind of sounds like he's a ghost, but there's also that feeling of embrace in the first song. And it's also like Nut House vibes, so it's like, it reminds me of like Mombi and like the doctor of the Return to Oz movie. Like, there's like, a little MK, message in the and the music videos. I'm sure you could deep dive that. I do not have time to get into it. So we're almost 3 minutes in. We're one song down, and this anthology is 31 songs. So I will try to keep it brief. The Tortured Poets Department. So there's a typewriter. So there's an obsolescent machine. We're using iPhones. She's saying, we're modern idiots. Okay, you're a hipster. Okay, this is a typewriter. We're not in the Chelsea Hotel. I would like to be classic. I appreciate classic things, but that ain't us, sweetie. And she's saying, who's gonna love you but me? I don't know. But, she's just looking at this typewriter. She's like, yeah, I know who I am. I know then, I know now. iPhone all over. Okay. So, number 3, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. So, the boy is like kind of like a demented war monster with these toys that are like tanks and shit. And he used to be nice, and she was like the queen of the sandcastle, but then he went into destructive mode. So he's like destroying the shit, and it's a sandcastle that she felt like got stomped down. So she loves who he was and used to be, but there's been a change in this young man. So that's the long and short of that one. I'm sure we can analyze it some more, but I ain't pulling lyrics at this moment. So Down Bad, it's talking about like she felt like she was just beamed up, anointed, given like the highest compliment of title of being somebody's star, like the main thing, like, you're everything. Someone told her that she was so good, okay, but then they just took it away. They were like, nuh-uh, you know And she's like, I might not just get up. I'm so down bad. If I can't have him, like, fuck it, I don't even care. Like, she's like, I don't know if I'll get up. I might stay down. And she compares it to losing a twin, even though she doesn't have one, because she says that's like how deep and how involved she feels, like how much it hits her psyche, like how much loss she feels that this is. So damn Taylor, she is down bad. So yeah, this album talks about being scared. Like you can't, love has the power to destroy, but what you gave it. That's the main themes I'm picking out. So long London, is there's this place she loved, London, I guess. And, because there was so much push and pull and, like involvedness and dragging and, the qualms of love, it ruined this place for her, and she wished she could like it, but, now it's London from the relationship, so if you ever lived in a really small place or a tourist town, I would compare it to that. Because, like, if you break up with someone and you're like someplace you're not from, like that's all that's going to be. Every single place you go, you're going to be like that person. And I was in a place like that where I felt something for someone that was unrequited, and I could not stay in that place after that. So I could kind of relate, and the limited perspective I have is how I see that. But Daddy, I Love Him, I would say is my favorite song on this album. Because she's saying, like, even though people tell her this thing that she has with a person is a bad idea, that's the person she wants. She doesn't care if he's crazy. Like even her dad likes him, like, because she doesn't like what everyone else says, and she sees them as being like just puppets that are sanctimonious, that are just saying stuff, and, they don't have her best intentions at heart, and that they have made her so sick and pissed off that she doesn't give a fuck, and she loves this person, like immensely. Like she bonds and loves this person more because of the rift. Because of all the shit these people have said, she loves the person more. So it's all huggies, like that's, I guess, a childish word. It's all cuddles. It's all so warm, embracing, moments. So let's see, fresh out the slammer. I don't know, because she does that thing. Fresh out the slammer. So she's saying she knows who the call will be to. Like, she's going through all of the things, and she's like, you're the person of, my American dream or whatever, like, because it's talking about, like, I guess, rekindling and appreciating and all that stuff. It's not the most important song on the record, but Florida is just saying, like, you can leave your bodies wherever they, get sucked down or some shit. Like, just fuck me in Florida is kind of like the long and short of that. Like, just forget about all of your shit and let's go do, 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 sandcastles barefoot. Let's all fucking go to the boardwalk, So, I don't know. She gets excited about going to Florida with somebody. And Florence in the Machine is featured. So yeah, it's kind of funny how over the top they're getting about Florida, and they're like, oh, whatever, Florida. So Guilty, she's saying, what if he's written his on my thigh, only in my mind? So without touching his skin, how can I be guilty of skin? Like, she just wants this so fucking bad. Like, maybe she didn't transgress, but she fucking did it. Like, she means it's like she fucking did it. Like, you know, that's kind of she's just wondering like how like I don't think I could have done all that, but she feels like she's guilty. Um so number 10, who's afraid of little old me? Um it's kind of like lashing out to the elements, like, you know, she's saying, you know, a person has had their teeth removed, you know, like a person has been punished whether or not that person is the threat. And even though you did it because, you know, you could, like, you should be afraid. like like there was a reason to fear this person, but you did the wrong thing, so like now be afraid is kind of like the what I get out of that. um 11, I can fix him. No, really, I can't. I hate the song. Worst song on the album. Boo, boo, boo. I hate this song. It's talking about like there's this guy and he makes horrible, crude, bad humor jokes. Callous hands from the gun, you know, and she's saying, but he has the highest halo. Nobody gives a fuck, honey. You know, that's the thing. Nobody has the highest halo, motherfucker. Nobody has the highest halo. It's all theatrics, motherfucker. It's all theatrics. He wanted some pussy. He's acting like he loves your heart, your soul, everything about you, but that was just spit. Okay, that was just fucking spit. He's that crude guy telling them motherfucking jokes. All right, honey? All right? So that's kind of the message, is she's saying, no, really, I can. But there is this line, oh, maybe I can't, you know, but she does it because, I don't know, like she feels like there's something, she feels like she's right, you know, like even though everyone's like, ooh, gross, you're wrong, she feels like she's right. So yeah, so boo, I hate the song, but yeah, we're moving on to the next song. So LOML, I don't even know what that stands for because I did not do my research apparently. LOML, Taylor Swift. Okay. So yeah, she talks about like a childhood love, a young, innocent, you know, wonderful thing she had. That she hasn't felt before or since, the glow that, you know, it's given her. Um so she talks about, you know, thinking about marriage, you know, like one sign like sends her into forever, like one kiss sends her into that, still like killing. So yeah, like she contrasted to the cemetery, you know, like they're alive, still alive, killing time at the cemetery, never quite buried. There's a song on her new album where she like says that she had a lover die. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but we could tie the two songs, I guess. Um that's possible. So, she said, you said I'm the love of your life about 1,000,000 times. And she was told she was the love of someone's life. Like, all of this stuff just meant a lot to her. So, like, the person said that she reformed him, and the person, like, wasn't really doing as great as, you know, the person tried to come off as far as what they told everybody. And how this guy is kind of a con, like selling that, but that's not what she felt when she was in love. She said, but I felt a hole like this never before and ever since, or never since. I don't know if these lyrics are right. So, yeah, she's saying it was a legendary thing. Mr. Steal Your Girl, then make her cry. Like, that makes it sound like it's the same guy that, I would have kissed you anyway, like on her last album. Driving fast, always ruining friendships. All right, you tucked me under the table. Like, I don't know. She's just talking like it goes from like almost like heavenly visions to like phantoms. Like all of her illusions of or everything that she writes about this love, illusions. Um, yeah, she wishes it would have stayed buried, but she knows that she still feels a certain way. And that this person's the loss of her life and she'll always see it. Oh my god, this is so fucking much. You would have never thought going into this. Like, and I was forced to listen to all of her albums at one point, but you would have never thought going into this that would be it. So I can do it with a broken heart. I relate to this song because I had to go to college when everyone was talking shit and trying to ruin my life. And I would just block it out to do the homework, only long enough to do the homework. And I would block it out just enough to act functional during the tests and classes and shit. And I would forget things all of the time, and I would go home and I would study it 2 or 3 times because things just kept fucking with my mind. But yeah, she had a song about something she went through that made her do it with a broken heart. So she's saying, oh yeah, well, now I can do anything. Even though I look happy, I'm just doing it with a broken heart. I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday. Like she's saying, I am lying to you, but I have to do this. So God bless her. The smallest man who ever lived, just wondering why someone was such a piece of shit to her. Why was this person such a piece of shit to her? So that's the long and short of that, is like running through different scenarios, saying that you are the smallest man that ever lived, because I'm like wondering why you were so mean to me. The alchemy, like, who are we to test the fact that we feel a certain way about each other, is what she's saying, because she's saying we have a broken heart. But why are we still feeling so bad? But who are we to question it, is kind of what that's about. And it is a very good song. Clara Bow is like a movie star. That's the title of the next song. And she's saying, like, you look like Clara Bow and all this stuff. And she's recalling old Hollywood. And it's a fantastic song. It's like my second favorite song on the album. So yeah. So like that's the thing that she sees is Clara Bow. You look like Clara Bow. Yeah. And wouldn't it be great? And I thought I would die if I made it, and we're famous and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's celebrating this idea of being famous, and all of the ideas behind elegance, and all of that. Dignified, beautiful life. The Black Dog, I also forgot that song's about, because because this album, like, they didn't release all the tracks. This is the extended version. The Black Dog, Taylor Swift. So someone shared secrets with her. There's a bar called the Black Dog. So yeah, she's saying like, this person's got some old habits. There's this song that plays by the starting line, and she's saying, how would this person, like, you're with someone who wouldn't know the song. So like, why are you, like, you're pretending to be something, but like there's something real, and you're just being a piece of crap. So yeah, so she's heartbroken, and she's saying that this person pretended to be, the brave person, the together person, the mentally sound person, and she feels like it's a lie. Um, so like, don't you remember like everything we gave each other? Like, she's just talking about like embraces and being rain soaked and like going through fire and flames. And she feels humiliated. Like, were you making fun of me with some esoteric like just being promised whatever? So yeah, there's a lot of questions here. I feel like someone could answer it with like some kind of memoir. Like, there's so many questions, Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to atone for this person. So I'm gonna get you back. Is she saying, I don't know whether I love you or if I want to kill you? She's saying whether I'm gonna smash up your bike or I'm gonna take you back to my room. I don't know. I'm either gonna get you back, we're gonna be together, or I'm gonna get you back. You're gonna be fucked. So an albatross. The albatross is the next song. And that's a metaphor. So the albatross. So yeah, Taylor Swift. No, I never want Reddit's opinion lyrics. Okay. Reddit will not give you a good answer ever. Wiseman once said, wild winds are death to the candle. A rose by any other name is a scandal. This has such clear lyrics. So, like, she's saying that there's a person who is an albatross. You don't even know the person is here to destroy you. And there's all these analogies. One bad seed kills the garden. One less dagger to sharpen. Like, you don't even know. Like, you may have the faintest hint of a warning, but someone could destroy you. And you better be nothing, or else that's going to destroy you. It says, and when that sky rains fire on you and your persona non grata, I'll tell you how I've been there too, and that none of it matters. So yeah, I think we've all met people like this. Like, what have you done for me lately, people? And that, like, they will make you feel like you are the most special person in the world, but that is a bag in the tricks, okay, that they can pull on anyone at any given moment. So, so like, how would you know if you're really that great if you surround yourself with fake people like that? So yeah, so this goes into a lot. Says the devil that you know looks now more like an angel. I'm the life you chose, and all this terrible. Yeah, so like, so yeah, so it talks about like thinking you have this like great perfect thing, everyone, that's really important knows that you are stupid, and that it's not like that. And that's not to say that you have some character flaw. It's to say that, you could have done a little bit of fucking research. Like, who wants to be in a lie? Who wants to be lied to? Like, it's one of those things, like, because the temporal only lasts for a certain amount of time, but there's some things that last forever, fortunately, I don't have to worry about something like that, like herpes or something lasts forever. But you don't want to be with, metaphorical or literal herpes, is how we'll just say that. I don't want, like, I don't even know if I'm like committing slander or not because I don't fucking know anything. But yeah, here we go. All right, so Chloe, Sam, or Sophia, or Marcus. Um, so yeah, like I know like the whole point of the title is that the name